Welcome to Always Analog, where we celebrate the beauty of analog technology in the digital world. Today, I'm going to look at a pencil, the Nataraj 2-in-1. And thank you to pencil pal Joseph, who sent this to me. Thanks so much, Joe, for this pencil. This is one that I did not have. While we have looked at other Nataraj pencils on Always Analog before, this one is a little different because, let me zoom in here. So it's really hard to see, but it says Nataraj 2-in-1. And then it says write, flip, and erase. So it's like, yeah, that's right. That's how a pencil works. It's not a big revelation there, but the reason why it's a 2-in-1 is because it's an eraser and a pencil in one. And by comparison, here is some other Nataraj pencils, which I have reviewed here on Always Analog, a Nataraj Bold and a Nataraj 621. And you'll note that neither of these have an eraser attached. However, when you get a box of Nataraj pencils, either one of these, you get this in the box. You get a little eraser that comes with it, and a pencil sharpener for that matter. So there's, that's the consolation. No attached eraser, but you get a block eraser with these pencils. So Nataraj makes this pencil with a ferrule and an attached eraser, and it's a 2-in-1, so a pencil and an eraser. We take that for granted here, especially in the US, because frankly most pencils that are made in the US or have been made in the US have attached erasers on them. But I guess it's, for Nataraj, they make a lot more pencils without an eraser, so it's a bigger deal. You'll see that it is in the sort of the familiar Nataraj red and black color scheme. And so that's also, the striping variation is slightly different than on the 621 and on the Bold. It's a little closer to the Bold's design, but it kind of combines the two. It's got a fine pinstripe, and then it's got some in black, and then it's got some wide stripes in black. So that it is its own unique sort of pattern. We'll note that this is a hexagonal pencil there, and the core is looks a little off, doesn't it? The core looks a little due north there, but not a lot. But other than that, it's got this really, like I said, kind of shiny, bronzy, brassy colored ferrule and a white eraser. Now, whether that's the same material as they provide in their block erasers, we'll find out. These block erasers aren't that bad, actually. They do a fairly decent job. So let me sharpen up this Nataraj 2-in-1, and we'll get to writing. I'm going to use a standard legal pad today, wide ruled instead of a graph paper. If you're like me, you have a lot of pencils, you have a lot of pens, and you probably have a lot of paper. So we're gonna just change it up a little bit. I normally use a grid line, but this is fine. Let's start to write. It's sharpened nicely. Write, flip, and erase. Okay. You know what? It's very much feels like a Nataraj pencil feels. Fairly smooth, dark. These, of course, are made by the Hindustan Pencil Company. And, you know, I'm gonna maybe, let me grab my 621. So this is a 621, which is a tad bit softer. But in terms of, you know, a line, let's say they're close to the same. Let's see how this 2-in-1 holds up to erasing, since that is a feature. We'll put some down on the paper here. Okay. Let's come in a little bit and see how we do. Oh, well, so write, flip, and erase. I will follow those instructions. See how we do here. Okay, here's our eraser. Kind of crumbles off here in little pieces. Now, it's okay. Didn't do a great job. You can still see I've got easily a 10% shadow there. Let me try a Nataraj block eraser and see if it does any better or about the same. Well, I would say that's about the same. So maybe this is the same eraser on the pencils. Let's try erasing it with a Pentel. Okay. With a Mars plastic. Let's try one of these foam erasers. A little better. That did the best so far. Pink carnation. What else can we try? A magic rub. An art gum. Well, it looks like the foam eraser did the best erasing job, but there's still a bit of shadowing, as you can see, from basically all the other erasers, particularly the one that was attached. So, in terms of erasability, it really gets a B-. It's okay, not great. Leaves a fair amount of shadowing, even with the attached eraser. So, I don't know. If you like Nataraj pencils, and I'm not sure if these cost more, say, than the 621s or the extra bold or the extra dark or some of the other ones. I don't know that it's worth getting it just for the eraser, because the eraser is sort of ho-hum. So we'll see. Let's write a little bit more with it. Okay. Well, it writes nice. It is very much what you'd expect from a Nataraj pencil. Fairly smooth, fairly dark. It's certainly, no, I would say it's HBB. How's that? It's a real soft number 2, or a number 1. It's in that range. Point retention is so-so. One thing I didn't try, I'm remiss in doing when I had some down, I didn't try the smudge test here. Well, there you have it. It's got a bit of a drag, and not surprisingly, it is definitely a softer, darker core. So, 2-in-1, and makes me think of if you grew up in the United States in the 70s, you'll remember a TV commercial for a mint called Certs. I don't know, they still might make them, but it was two mints in one. And so here's a pencil that's 2-in-1, a pencil and eraser. Again, not a revelation for us here in the US, but for Nataraj, who makes most of their pencils without an attached eraser, maybe so. Although Nataraj makes, Hindustan, the parent company, really makes a lot of pencils for Walmart that have attached erasers on it. So it's not like it's a new process for them, but yeah, it's a good writing pencil, very comfortable, nice line. Erases so-so, the eraser on it is so-so, but really fun to try and compare it, particularly with the other Nataraj pencils. So thank you for spending some time with this pencil review. If you like what I do here, please share, like, and subscribe. And I'll look forward to seeing you again real soon on Always Analog.